we're here today to talk about making it work. But I want to talk to you about the importance of keeping in mind what this it really represents to us. When I was 13, I got the opportunity to get signed by a music label. At first, everything seemed great. The whole deal looked pretty nice, and the first months with those producers were pretty great, I must admit. But soon, they started wanting to change the intentions behind my songs and lyrics. They wanted me to sound like one of these pop, trendy teen singers, and this wasn't at all what I wanted to do at the time. Once back then, on a TV show I was about to perform at, I bumped into one of my biggest inspirations, Sheryl Crow. When I saw her, I was like, whoa, man, this is Sheryl Crow. But I didn't even dare to go and talk to her because I wasn't proud of the song I was about to perform. I didn't even want her to see it. So I ended my contract at the age of 15 and decided to go my own way, to find my own musicians, to refine my own sound. I didn't want to make music at any cost. I wanted to make the music that was meaningful to me. So I decided that at the age of 15, and I ended up putting out my album at the age of 27. But meaningful things take time. And I must say I'm pretty in peace with where I'm at in my career today and with the pace at which everything came together. Had I stayed with those producers, I would have indeed had a breakthrough as a so-called singer much earlier in my life. But I wouldn't have been the artist I truly wanted to be, and the artist I'm proud of being today. And if I ever bump into Sheryl Crow again, I'll be glad to invite her to take a seat and enjoy the show. So, being an independent artist implies many preconceptions in people's minds. First of all, we're unknown. Second of all, we're broke. And thirdly, we're struggling. Well, first and foremost, I must say I'm not struggling. Although I'm producing everything myself, editing my own videos, carrying my own CD cases every time they get delivered from the duplication company and that the mailman doesn't want to help. I must say I enjoy every single bit of this musical journey, not to mention the relationship with my musicians, who also happen to be my best friends and second family. So, I'm not struggling, first of all. Second of all, I'm not that unknown. Of course, most of you here are maybe hearing about me for the first time today, but my career is quite well established here in Switzerland, as well as in my country of origin, Morocco. And although I don't have the same means to invest into marketing or management as a major label would have, I'm quite proud to say today that my music has spoken for itself. And it's also a real satisfaction to know I've been able to get booked on such stages such as the Montreux Jazz Festival, or to have been able to play in front of 7,000 people last summer, or even to have been booked as an opening act for one of my other big inspirations, Beth Hart. So, of course, it's a lot of energy spent, but it's worth it. And it's also a real satisfaction to know I'm playing at this or that venue because I chose to, and not because someone sent me there. So you see, choice is a key word here. But it's also very touching to know that people showing up at my show are there because they actively chose to be there, and not because some label put millions into convincing them that my stuff was good. They looked me up, they identified with the message. Thirdly, about being broke, well, I must say I am actually quite broke. But this has nothing to do with being an independent artist. Again, I'm talking about choices here, but I choose to invest everything I earn or have into pushing my career forward, into doing what I love. be it on renting material to shoot my next video, or on plane tickets to travel all the way to another country because that venue is dear to our hearts. So again, it's energy spent, but it's really worth it. So instead of struggling, I'd say persistence. Instead of broke, I'd say courage. And instead of unknown, I'd say thankfulness. And all of this leads me to the word that truly defines what being an independent artist is to me. And this word is freedom. The freedom of doing what I love. The freedom to make artistic choices according to what my soul and guts dictate. The freedom to address certain political or social issues through my music. You see, to me, being an artist is not being a mere entertainer. Music is not always made for us to dance on. It's not always joyful. It can sometimes communicate very deep feelings of hurt, of sadness, or even anger in the face of injustice. And these emotions are unfortunately far too often labeled as negative in our societies, as well as in the music industry. But to me, they're very constructive. You see, every song I write, be it joyful or sad, be it political or personal, is always aiming to free me or someone else from a certain weight. It frees me from the servitude of ignoring. It keeps me in touch with my consciousness. It forces me to express my gut feeling. For example, in a political or protest song, I thrive towards expressing my gut feelings about certain injustices I feel the need to sensitize the audience about. For example, what happened during the Arab Spring really touched me a lot since my parents are from Morocco and Syria. And these are the kind of situations that make me want to scream.
Oh, why we standing here? Oh, why we standing here? Oh, why we standing here in a wonder?
Time to realize you gotta roll the play. I need to pull the veil off this romance. Can watch any more African bros suffer. We're responsible, ripping away all the earth has to offer. Feels like you're killing your mother. Why we standing here in a wonder? Oh, people, it's time to open your eyes. Judgment Day's arrived. It's time for you to realize. Oh, people, it's time to get up and try. Judgment Day's right now. It's time for you to realize. Modern slaves break those chains. Living in this concrete cage is no fatality. Our mind's still free to be touched by what's real. Our body willing and able to act for what's deep. And arm yourself, it's time to get to action. Feed your mind with what's your soul and intuition. Dictate to you, but hey, for that you need to listen. See the truth will bleed, will weep the sound of freedom. La siento, es como una serpiente en mi garganta que está haciendo su camino hasta que mi voz no puede más evitar expresarse. Así estar consciente, grita, grita, así estar indignado. Grita, grita, que el mundo lo necesita. Grita, grita, que el mundo lo necesita. Sarra, sarra, الدنيا راح تتشكرك. Sarra, 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 sarra. Modern slaves break those chains. Modern slaves break those chains. Have a look around. Merci. Thank you very much. So, writing songs that are so meaningful to me is in itself a way of acknowledging the freedom I owe myself, as well as the freedom we owe our humanity more generally, and the freedom we owe our brothers and sisters around the world that are undergoing the suffering of oppression, conflict, occupation, and hunger at the very moment I'm talking to you today. And that's also why I called my album Freedom Is Now, to testify and affirm this freedom we owe ourselves and shouldn't forget. And there's also a certain aspect of urgency in this process of acknowledging one's freedom. It's overwhelming, it's spilling over. And that's also why I use this illustration in my lyrics booklet in my album. It's like all these colors cannot be contained anymore and are bursting into something beautiful. So we just had an example of a political or social song, but it's the same thing in more emotional songs where my lyrics force me to express my deepest emotions, my deepest sorrow. Am I too small for you to hear me? Am I too pure for you to love me? Was I too strong for you to face me? Am I too much like you for you to admit it? I'm too far for you to miss me. I'm just too hurt for you to heal me. Was I too lonely lately? Am I too proud for your impatience? Hey, yeah. So you see, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So you see, this album represents a lot to me, not only because I spent several years building it, creating its artwork, writing each and every word that is stated in it, but also because it was a true liberation to finally get to share it with an audience, to share its emotions, its message, and its energy. So I have one last song for you today, and it's called Daddy Knows. It's a song I wrote to honor the freedom of thoughts that my parents raised me to cherish. And it's also a song about preconceptions. Sometimes, just because you're from a certain place or a certain religion, people expect you to behave in a certain way. They expect you to be nationalistic just because you were born on the same ground as they were. They expect you to be Muslim just because you're Arab. And they expect you to be discreet or modest just because you're a woman. I'm not saying I am or ain't any of those things, but I'm just saying I was born in such a hybrid and cosmopolitan environment that all those things didn't make sense to us. It was just natural. And this is also what this viola represents. Blending and diversity. So it's funny how sometimes people who are from a mixed background end up feeling they're from nowhere, because I feel I'm from everywhere. Thanks to my parents, thanks to my education, and thanks to my traveling, which also enriched me and inspired me a lot. I'm Swiss and I'm African. I'm Moroccan, I'm Syrian. I'm Muslim for the love of my grandpa, and I'm a Christian for the love of my grandma. I'm an atheist for the love of Renaissance, and I'm a deist for the love of Voltaire. I'm a soul girl, I'm a rocker, I'm a Gnawa, I'm a voodoo child. So to anyone who doesn't feel at ease with its uniqueness, with one's difference, I think you should embrace it and be proud of it and use it in your art or whatever you'll engage in. And since the theme today is make it work, although I'm not necessarily in a position to give any advice, I'll risk giving one. Take your time doing the things in a way in which they're meaningful to you. That's how you'll make it work. Freedom is right now.
I'm the angel, I'm the beast, I'm the force you fear to unleash. And you're my child, you take my time. I just can't stand still and shut up. When they see diamonds, I see dust. They take for gold, I'm begging for lust. They need love, I need some justice. Won't let them alienate my pulse. Ow. Can't help shouting what I feel. You think I'm nuts, I think I'm free. I won't let them crush my soul. Won't let them crush my soul. Conceal that it knows I'm keeping it real. I won't let them crush my soul. Tired of living like a prisoner. Tired of keeping everything inside. Tired of avoiding the look in my eyes now. Tired of running like a criminal. Tired of repressing emotions you hurt. Tired of living like you ain't alive. Alive. Can't help shouting what I feel, baby. I won't let them crush my soul. I won't let them. Hate to conceal that it knows I'm keeping it real. I won't let them crush my Bow, 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 bow. Won't let them crush my soul. Won't let them crush my
Merci beaucoup. Merci. Thanks a lot. Merci. J'en profite quand même pour vous présenter Sonia, Nassim, Jérémy et Léo. Merci beaucoup, merci.